Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Greg M here with your sport report. Tongue tied up. But anyway, the World Athletic Track and Field Championships starting tomorrow. And I hope y'all are ready. If you don't have the ability to watch the streaming service or pay for the subscription, you may have to just catch the YouTube clips later on when they post them after the fact. But I want to catch it live, so I don't want to miss anything as it's happening. I'll set my clock and get up whatever the time zone difference is and try and get up with it. So anyway, here's Otto Bowling and his co-analyst, track and field analyst, talking about, I guess they're making their prediction and who they think is going to perform and all the expectation and all that. But it's going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the excitement, good performances, good competition. Who's going to break championship records, set world records, and just plain all just good performances. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even some upsets. And that's what sports is all about. The unexpected sometimes happens. But tomorrow is the day, the 19th of August. So be ready. And I'll try, cover and talk about some of the events as they go along. From time to time, I probably won't do them as often because I'm going to be trying to catch as many of the events, but I'll try to sneak a video in to give my reaction. But anyway, check this video out. Hopefully I don't get a copyright claim, but more than likely, it's not my video, it's NBC Sport video. And they're talking about the World Athletic events, and you can see if you agree or disagree. I'm going to comment in between what they're saying also. But let's start with it.
Everyone, Lee Diffie and four-time Olympic medalist Atto Bolden with you, and welcome to Budapest, Hungary for the Track and Field World Championships. You can tell he's an Olympian by this, by the way, so very proudly and appropriately wearing that. But this is the first time the Track and Field Worlds have been here in Hungary. It's a big occasion. More than 2,000 athletes, more than 200 countries represented, and there is already an amazing vibe and feel about these global championships here in this special city. So, Mr. Bolden, are you ready? We're going to go into this little magic book, and we're going to see how many world championships is this for you, by the way, both as an athlete and as a broadcaster?
This is my 9th as a broadcaster, and I think I went to about 6 or 7 as an athlete. So yeah,
in 83.
That's right.
So some fantastic history, and there's going to be some.
I had to pause and put on my do not disturb because I was getting all these notifications, so I didn't want to be distracted by it or have you guys seeing all these notifications popping up.
Fantastic competition. By the way, we are not only on Peacock, NBC, CNBC, but also USA Network. So across the families of NBC Universal, we've got you covered across the.
I hope y'all got that, all the different networks that they're coming on. I'm pretty sure you guys are track and field fans, so y'all gonna be on top of your game. All right, let me continue.
9 days of competition, so some fantastic stuff to go. Let's kick it off with the showcase events, being the 100 and 200. Let's start with the men's 100. Everybody asks you about this all the time, so what are your thoughts?
This time last year, I thought Fred Curley was the favorite, and I was pretty sure that nobody would beat him, particularly because Jacobs of Italy, the reigning Olympic champion, was not there. It's a lot more wide open this year, but I feel like I have to pick Fred Curley of the USA to win the 100 again until I see differently. But Zarnell Hughes comes in here. He could win for Great Britain. Omanyala of Kenya could win. There are other. Tobago has been looking good.
All right, he just said the key word here, Tobago. I think Tobago, young guy, but he's been running like an experienced veteran who's been around for a while. And Zarnell Hughes, I think, is going to be a dark horse. Remember, he ran 983, right? New British record. And also he has the British record now for the 200. And Curley, I think, is going to have his hands full. And I don't think he's in the same tip-top shape as he was the year before. And, this is sports. Sometimes you have a winning year and then other guys step up their game. They tweak whatever mistakes they make in their training programs and make some corrections and adjustments, and they come ready to challenge you. And sometimes they beat you if you're not on top of your game and ready for the challenge. So I don't think Curly is gonna win, but I think is gonna be. I'm looking maybe Zarnia lose to upset, or let's see it to Tobago. So, but you know, the sports sometimes the unexpected happens.
Botswana. So there are other players this year, and nobody has separated so much from anybody else that you have a clear favorite in the men's 100.
I hear them screaming on their computers. At home or in the office, they're saying, you didn't say Noah Lyles in that.
I just feel like I haven't seen the progression from Noah, and I just watched some of a preview of his show that's going to be on Peacock, and one of the things that his coach kept saying is, until it's not the start, everybody goes the start, but that's kind of short form for saying his acceleration. Until his acceleration improves, he's going to be trying to catch people, and I don't know if he's going to catch everybody in a world championship final yet.
All right.
What y'all think, ladies and gentlemen? You agree or disagree? I tend to agree. I think the 200 is Noah Lyles' best event. Yes, he shines in the 100 sometimes, but only if he gets out. And he doesn't get into his top end speed as quickly as he need to. Like the 200, you don't have to get into your top end as quickly as the 100 meter. The 100 meter, you got to get out, and you can't fall too far behind in the dry phase. And with these guys already running 9.8s, 9.9, you know, zeros, 9.1s, you're not gonna come out slow out the block, sluggish, can't get up in your running form in your top end speed to get your gear going, because running back and catching people is very hard to do at this type of level when it gets to these events, and you've got to get on. Now if he gets out, now he could be a surprise and win the gold, because he has it in him. He has great top end speed, but he just got to, if he can get out like how Bolt would get out with the crowd, right? And maybe even get out ahead of everybody as there's no catching him. You know what I'm saying? He might run a 9.6, 9.69 or something like that. But anyway, let me continue this.
Women's 100. Sha'Carri Richardson, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, Shericka Jackson. Who else we got? What are your thoughts?
Again, last year, this time, I thought Shelly Ann, and it's not going to be close. It wasn't particularly close. This year, Shelly Ann has a build up to this World Championships that she's not used to having. Usually she's run 7, 8, 9 races. She's coming in here with 2. Now, if you're betting against Shelly Ann to medal, it means you're betting against basically all of history, because she has only been to one World Championships where she did not medal. So I have Shelly Ann on the podium. I cannot take Shericka Jackson off the podium. So now it leaves one spot on the podium, I don't know which position, for Sha'Carri, for Talu, for Julian Alfred, yes, the NCAA champion, yes, who has not lost for the year.
Okay, he's on the money. I have to say, Otto is on the money with this one. I think this one is kind of open in my opinion, because yes, Shelly Ann is expected to win because she's a world champion. She's battle tested, battle ready always. But she's coming from a slow start to the season, overcoming injuries. And no matter how good you are, if you don't have enough race in your legs, it can be a challenge. She's going to be counting on the heats and the quarterfinals, semifinals, to test her readiness. Of course, she got to qualify through each round as far as Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. But you got battle ready Shericka Jackson, the 10.65, not to mention Sha'Carri Richardson, who's like, hey, she's not just back, she's better. And she's been proving it with the 10.71s. She's been consistent and not too bad in the 200, not as strong, but for the 100, definitely. But sometimes she have a tendency not to get out the blocks. So if she get left in the blocks, it's over. And then Talu has a pretty decent start, and Talu seemed to be ready this year. She seemed like it's do or die for her this year, because she's always missed out on the medals or the goal. And I think she's have her training prepped and ready and peaking at the right time. And what we'll say, I think she, just because of Talu being hungry and tired of missing out all the time, And seeing my homegirls from Jamaica taking it, or the US at least taking it, I think she's trying to spoil that mess, all that, party this year. She's trying to come in and be the spoiler. And I'm still bringing her for the goal. And Shericka Jackson possibly between her and Shelly-Ann Fraser for second. To be honest with you, any one of these women can win, so it's open. But Talu, I hope, will get the goal. But she have a strong challenge from Sha'Carri Richardson, who I think is even have more to prove than anybody else. And she's young, so, and she can win the goal too if she gets out the blocks and manage her rounds properly. So we'll see. Because when you get to the final with the big event and the 50,000 people there cheering and ready, it's going to be exciting. It's who want it the most at that point and who make the less mistakes. And hopefully nobody jumped the gun. But anyway, let's go.
Yep.
I haven't talked about Dina Asher-Smith, so it's just like the men's
Dina
100,
Asher-Smith.
It's really going to be fun to watch the rounds because it's really during the rounds that somebody's going to have to emerge. But that's my podium. I have two Jamaicans.
Yeah, you have Dina Asher-Smith, Julian Alfred, who they could be spoilers. He's right. Julian Alfred had a good collegiate season, and she came out, in the international scene. Not a bad start. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be, the women 100 is going to be on fire.
And then we'll see.
Really quick, because we've got a lot to get through, but in your mind, how important are these global championships for Sha'Carri Richardson? Fantastic season domestically and in the Diamond League internationally. So where is this fit in the picture puzzle of Sha'Carri?
Based on the season, Sha'Carri should leave here as the world champion. But that's based on the season, and she doesn't have any experience at these world championship rounds. Maybe she'll ace it and she'll leave here with a gold medal and we'll say, okay, the Sha'Carri era has begun. Or maybe she gets her first medal, she's on the podium, and you go, okay, that's progress. Or she misses the podium, and in that case, then her fans go, okay, so what do we do from here? Because she's had a very good season.
Yes.
She only has one loss at 100 meters.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. Let's go.
All right, then. That's all I want to cover for now. There's more to it, but being that, I don't know how this is going to work with YouTube, if they're going to block me from showing this or not. But I'm just reacting to what he's saying and agreeing or disagreeing. But this 100 meter, in my opinion, is anybody's game at this point. Because Shericka ran at 10.65, but has not been able to duplicate it again. And that last race, it looked like she was just holding her tempo and not really trying to push it, because it's hard to come back after the major national trials for your countries. The United States have serious competition, Jamaica have serious competition, and then run these rounds in Europe and then come back ready again, for world championships. You have to be careful because your legs, you might burn yourself out and come there with tired legs or risk injury. So, and Shericka, that last race, she ran like a 10.9 something, and that might have just been strategic. Some people wish she had pushed it, but the main thing is to win the big events, and the big events is to win that world championship title, because that's where you shine, and that's where you get more respect, as well as it's good for the sponsorship too, to have that title. But anyway, that's all I wanted to show on that one, and y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are. Are y'all ready? Yeah, I'm ready. All right, I want to make one more comment about one of my homegirls that I saw something about her, an interview she did. I'm talking about Elaine Thompson Herah.
The 200.
Just a short note I want to make. This young lady here, Elaine Thompson Herah. I saw a video, y'all can probably find it on YouTube, where she's talking about making some changes, and she realized things just wasn't working for her the way she wanted to, and she wanted to get back to where she were. And she was talking about the trials and tribulations. Sometimes she cry, and sometimes she wonder why, asking God, why is it happening to her and all that, and that's just the nature of sports. But the thing about it is to realize when something is not working and to make changes for the better, that is. And she's going to make that change. She's going to work with another coach that's going to help her tweak some things. She's not going back to Stephen Francis camp, but she's worked with this coach before. I forgot her name, but the main point what I'm trying to make about it is that it's good to recognize within yourself when something needs to happen. You need to tweak some things, or you might have to change management, change your coach, and while you still have the opportunity to do it. And the good thing about it, she has until next year with the Olympics coming up. So she have this whole rest of the season and in the fall to get herself together, work on her conditioning again, work out the kinks and kind of injury problems, strengthen those areas. So it's not a problem in the season leading up to the Olympics, and get some good competition back in again. Get your strength back up. Work on your speed endurance, your technique, your drive phase. Just get that back up on par again, and she'll be ready. But I just want to encourage her to stick with it. Shake off all the negative vibes, because people always have negativity to speak. We all like to Monday morning quarterback, and some of us have never been athletes. I've been an athlete. I've been to 2 Olympics for Jamaica. I was on the relays, 4x1. I've been to the NCAAs and won championships, right? So I have an Olympic silver medal. I have an NCAA championship ring. I've won conferences in track and field when I was at Division II university. I attended Abilene Christian University back in the day. But I never rise to the level of Usain Bolt professionally. But it is hard. The things that you go through, especially if you don't have a good coach and you can't find one to replace a bad coaching, and get somebody to help you with your fitness, to make sure you stay injury free, to treat your muscle aches and pains, and to get your strength training program back on par, and then you're a good coach to work with your track workouts and watch your technique, your mechanics, and work with the different phases of your race, your starting, block work, all that kind of stuff, curve running. You don't have a good coach to spot the mistakes and correct them and push you. It's tough. And so she realized all that wasn't clicking in her camp, and she's making a change. So more power to her, and I hope to see her come back next year and not to be too down on herself, but just come with fire in her eyes and motivated. So all the best to Elaine Thompson Herah. She's going to try and do her part to get the 4x1 team qualified, and I hope all goes well with that. All right, but anyway, let's look forward to the competition tomorrow, World Championship, track and field. Should be some good performances. All right, that's all I want.